The Full Circle. With DC. And a very, very, very good day, everybody. My name is DC. I am the host of The Full Circle, a podcast where we link songs together with the last song linking to the first song, hence completing the full circle. Sometimes I do this show with guests, sometimes I do this show with very special guests, including musicians, and sometimes I do this by myself as a solo show. And this is one of those solo shows. So if you are listening to this, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. Cannot thank you enough. It is an absolute honor, an absolute privilege to be talking to you and to be discussing about music and also just be doing fun features. It's a fun show. I just want to have a bit of a laugh, and I also just want to talk about music, and I also just love linking songs together. So thank you so much to everyone that enjoys this, that makes this part of their routine, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whether you're walking the dogs or just chilling at home. Thank you so much. And what I do want to say is that if you do enjoy the show, please leave a comment. Just tell me what your favorite part of the show is. Just leave a comment and just say what your favorite part of the show is. And if you think there's someone else that might enjoy this show, please share it over with them, because it would be an absolute honor to brighten their day. And hopefully that might mean the more numbers I get, the more musicians I might be able to get as well. Because I love talking to the musicians and I just love hearing their stories and I love hearing their full circles. So thank you so much again to everyone that tunes in and that listens to this show. Cannot thank you enough. Some of you might be new to the show, so I'll just give you a bit of an introduction. My name is DC. I am the host of The Full Circle. I am a doctor. I'm a doctor in psychiatry. Love my job, but I also love music. Love talking about music. Love going to gigs. Absolutely love it. I love all sorts of music. I guess it's fair to say that the majority of music I'm into at the moment is like rock, metal, that sort of genre. But I also love pop music, dance music, drum and bass. Just love every genre in the world. I mean, there's some genres that I don't like as much. But on the whole, if you tell me to listen to this song, there's a good chance I might like it. I mean, there's a good chance I might not. There's a lot of songs I don't like as well. I have an opinion about music one way or the other. I would not be like, I'm not going to listen to that song because it's a particular genre. Thank you so much to everyone that listens to this show. I really hope you enjoy the show. This week, I'm going to talk about another giveaway. So after doing the president giveaway, I've got a new giveaway that's coming up. If you want to enter it, please do. This is an August recap. So a little bit delayed, but I'm going to talk a bit about August and what we did in August, basically the gigs we went to in August, Leeds Festival, a couple of shows we went to as well, and briefly going to touch about the football, but that's not going to be much. I'm also going to talk about, and this is going to be very, very shortly, I'm also going to talk about having Dan Winter-Bates on, which was just, he was just so cool. Absolute honor to have him on the show. And I had Jamie Lemon on in August. I recorded the show in August, but it came out in September. So I'm going to save that. But I am going to say this. JB, you said on the show that you're going to listen to future Full Circle episodes. Now, obviously, you might be saying that because you want other people to hear it and you're bigging me up. I really appreciate it. But if you are listening to this and you are up for meeting up, send me an email if I meet your height quota. That's the only issue I'm going to have. I'm not sure I'm tall enough for you based on what you're telling me. So if you haven't heard that show with Jamie Lemon, check it out. And Jamie, if you are listening to this, hit me up. Let me know when we're going to meet up. We'll make it work. Or at the very least, send me an email saying you acknowledged that you listened. Absolute legend. Funny guy. Please check that show out. Let's actually just talk a bit about Dan Winter-Bates. He was so good. He was just absolutely incredible. If you haven't checked him out, he is the frontman of Bury Tomorrow. Oh my goodness, him and Tom are releasing these acoustic versions on Instagram. They've just done another one today. Go on his Instagram page, go on Bury Tomorrow's Instagram page, check them out because they're so cool. I'm really banking on them doing an acoustic show at some stage because that will be epic, absolutely epic. He's so candid. He talks about mental health, so passionate about it. And I'm so privileged to have someone as incredible as him on. And he just answers some tough would you rather questions and just shared a fun fact about himself that no one else knew before. And I loved it. And I really hope you enjoy it as well. And if you haven't checked that out, please go check that show out. Absolute honor. Thank you to all the guests that have been on. And yeah, cannot thank you enough. So let's begin with the first song. So the first song of the Full Circle is going to be Nothing More If It Doesn't Hurt. Nothing More, a really, really good band from America. They have got some great albums. They are just so good and they're really good live. It was so great to see them at the O2 Islington a couple of years ago. They were really, really good fun. Yeah, I think my favourite album of theirs, I'm not saying, and this is not like knocking off any of their albums because I like Spirits, I like Carnell, but The Stories We Tell Themselves, that is such a good album. Do You Really Want It? Let 'Em Burn, Don't Stop, Go to War. Oh my goodness, those are just such good songs. And then they released If It Doesn't Hurt, which, that is so good. So that is the first song on the Full Circle, If It Doesn't Hurt. And I'm doing a giveaway for Nothing More. It's a Friday, 5th of December at the O2 Kentish Town Forum. I am giving away a pair of tickets. Head over to my Instagram page at Full Circle Podcast DC for full details, including when the giveaway closes. Follow, like, and comment by tagging one person who you want to take with you. That counts as one entry. If you want another entry, you can repost the original post, but please DM me showing me that you've done this so I don't miss it and I can add the other entry. T's and C's apply. The main ones to be aware of is you have to be a UK resident and at least 18 to enter. There's no cash alternative. There's no other amenities included. You need to find your own way there. If you need to stay overnight, you need to sort that stuff out yourself. You need a Ticketmaster account to have the tickets transferred over. And you must be okay with providing your full name and email for the account so I can then transfer it over. For full transparency, I have no affiliation with the band or the promoter. There are no endorsements by any company or group or people for this giveaway. I am doing this giveaway, and it's so sad to even say this, I'm doing this giveaway because Don Broco have announced a show on the same day in London. And whilst both bands are incredible, I had to make a choice. It was like, do we continue to see Nothing More or do we go for Don Broco? And just their new stuff is just so good. We decided to go for Don Broco. Cellophane is such a tune, and we decided to go for Don Broco. It is tough, a really tough choice, and that is no disrespect to Nothing More because Nothing More is just around the corner from us. Oh, doxing my address there. Whoops. Don Broco at Wembley Arena. That's going to be fun. So that's it. That's the reason why we're doing this giveaway. I mean, I could sell them, but I'd rather do it as a giveaway. Gets the podcast more exposure. There is another bonus entry, and this is an in-joke. All my mates listening will be like, oh my goodness. And my mate who's going to be mentioned is going to be like, oh, what are you doing, Deb? But essentially, if you personally message me on Instagram saying, why is nobody Snapchatting Charles? Then you will get another bonus entry. So why is nobody Snapchatting Charles to get another bonus entry on Nothing More giveaway? All right, well, there we go. That's the Nothing More giveaway. And I've already given it away, lol. Performing on the 5th of December in London is Nothing More. And another band performing on the 5th of December is Don Broco. And the second song on the Full Circle is Don Broco, Cellophane. I mean, I had to get that song in eventually. That is incredible. I think it's already my most listened to song in 2025. It is so good. And I'm recording this just on the weekend that Hype Man came out. And I don't mind Hype Man. I want to know what you guys think, but I think Cellophane is so good. An absolute tune, probably one of their best songs. And I am hyped to see them at Wembley Arena in December. And I'm so sorry to Nothing More. And I'm so sorry to Nothing More fans. I no disrespect. It was a really, really tough decision. A really, really tough decision. Don Broco, Cellophane. If you've not checked that song out, where have you been? Because you need to check that song out. That is so good. Let's talk about August. So I'm going to talk about Leeds Festival. So Leeds Festival this year, yeah, weird, isn't it? Because they basically had a rap day. So they had like Travis Scott, and then they had Reading and Leeds Festival, obviously. Did I say Reading and Leeds? Do you know what? I can't remember now. Anyway, Chappelle Roan headlining one of the other days. So basically a pop day. and Bring Me the Horizon. And there was a whole lot of other rock bands on that day, the rock day. And I think they're doing that because I think people aren't getting camping tickets in them. I think a lot of people are now getting day tickets. So I think what they decided was if we split it like that, maybe that will get them more money or etc. And it was very blatant when we got, so we were really torn between, so we decided to do Leeds Festival because I was going to the football on the Saturday, even though we live closer to Reading. And yes, I went to the football, support Coventry City, for those that may not know. And yeah, Coventry have done pretty well this season. We've got 8 points from 4 games at the time of writing. So there might have a time of recording, at the time of writing. At the time of recording, we got 8 points from 4 games. That's pretty solid. So let's see how we do with some Tugs fixtures coming up. But hopefully we'll have more points on the board by the time this is released. We went to Coventry and then we were like, let's go up to Leeds and do the Leeds Festival on Sunday. Now, Leeds on Sunday, wow. So we started the day with Example. He was great fun. And then Velo, I think it's Velo, that's how you pronounce it. Electro rock, just super fun. We were right at the front for it. And they came out and phenomenal, really, really good fun. Proper raw as well. I really enjoyed that. And they've got a new album coming out at the end of September. I would definitely recommend it. They were so fun. And then the big three on the main stage was after that. So we heard a little bit of Conan Gray. I mean, fair play to him. He did say, I know this is a rock day, so thank you so much for seeing me. Yeah, then we saw Shikari. Boys are great. Put on a fun show. They're so good. Absolutely love them. Always have, always will. And then Limp Bizkit, I've never seen live before, but I love Chocolate Starfish. That is just such a great album. I love that album. And it was super fun to see them live. And yeah, their backgrounds, yeah, so funny. And then Bring Me the Horizon. Wow. How incredible were they? I mean, the thing is, I try to avoid any spoilers because they already performed at Reading the day before. So all this stuff would have already been seen if we chose to, but I wanted to avoid all that spoilers. And it was phenomenal. Just the homage to like gaming, and then the way the set itself, and the set list was decent as well. I mean, my personal view is I just wish they could have somehow had a Parasite Eve. That is just such a good song. I wish they could, but Kingslayer is just so good. They were phenomenal live. Really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, a lot of dust. So not sure it was good for the lungs. And it took a bit of an age to get out. We were staying at some friends who live in Leeds. Actually, I might as well give him a shout out. Shout out to Jay Sanchez. Boom, 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 boom. So thank you to Jay and his lovely wife, Sophie, for staying as well. So it's letting us stay as well. So thank you so, so much. Leeds was really fun. And I hope they do something similar for 2026. Who do you guys think might be headlining 2026? I've got a feeling, just to clarify, I just want to add that I have no affiliation with any musicians, I don't have a music background. I don't know any promoters or anything like that. So this is all just coming from me. I wonder if 21 Pilots are going to be doing Reading and Leeds next year. Are they going to be headlining? I think they've absolutely smashed it in their tour. They've got a new album, Breach. And then, yeah, I think I could see them doing Reading and Leeds next year. They've hinted that they're not doing any UK shows for a while, which just makes me think they're going to be doing a festival show. They could do Download, but my feeling, I think they've pretty much got those headliners locked, and I'm not hearing that's 21 Pilots, but I could be wrong. I think they're a bit too big for Slam Dunk, and I don't mean that in a bad way to Slam Dunk. That's no disrespect to Slam Dunk. They could do Slam Dunk. My gut feeling is they're going to headline Reading and Leeds. I could be wrong, but like I say, I have no affiliation with Reading or Leeds or any of these festivals. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how it goes. Let me know did you guys go to Reading and Leeds? Did any of you guys go to Reading and Leeds? How did you find it? Did you go to Reading? Did you go to Leeds? Did you do the whole festival? Did you do like the split days that we did? It was just such a shame that there was Wonder Horse and Bill Murray that you wanted to see. I know some people did like go back and forth, but I just didn't want to do that. Like I'd rather just hang around for the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like just hang around and just see them. Really fun. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, that was great. And then we'll talk about the most recent 2 gigs that I went to in August. Very different to Leeds Festival. So, Don Broco, Cellophane. How does that link to the 3rd song on the Full Circle this week? Don Broco do have a lot of supports for their Wembley show. And one of them is a band called Yanaka. Is it Yanaka or Yanaka? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Sound a bit weird, didn't it? I say it like that. So yeah, sorry. I mean, maybe it's Yanaka. But anyway, the song is called Awake by Yanaka. Really, really good song. They've got some really, really good tunes, but that was the first song that I heard of theirs and I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to seeing them support Don Broco. So check that song out. The third song is Yanaka and Awake on the Full Circle this week. And just to add that there's a playlist for the songs in the episode description. So if you go on the episode description, just give it a click and you should see the links and you can listen to them after, or you can listen to them during, completely up to you. Okay, so now the two other gigs that we did, one of them was Will Smith. I know, how can he slap? And in fairness, at the gig, he did own up and he also a little rendition showed his Oscar around. So that was cool. And I think, look, we're all going to have an opinion about this. It was so public. And this is the issue. When you're in the public limelight, I don't know. Obviously, it's one of those, isn't it? They say you either die young enough to be a hero or you live long enough to be a villain. Will Smith, he's been around for years and I don't think he had done much wrong over the years. And then he did something catastrophic. And some people will defend it. Some people will say, no, that was fair play. Basically, what happened was he found the joke funny. He saw his wife's reaction. He then was like, oh, I need to do something about this. And then just did something on live TV that you just cannot do. But he's owned up. He's learnt a lot and he speaks about it at the gig. And fair play to him. I think fair play to him. Seriously. And I've got a lot of time for the guy. I love his TV shows. I mean, The Fresh Prince, what a show. I love that show so much. Just iconic. R.I.P. Uncle Phil, James Avery, and Will Smith gave a very, very touching tribute to him as well at his show. Carlton Banks, The Carlton Dance. Oh, what a show. And if you've never seen The Fresh Prince before, you are missing out because it is just outstanding. It's an old show. But I think even if you watch it now, it's still relatable. It's still just fun and enjoyable. I love it. Absolutely love it. And his films are great. Men in Black. Oh, Men in Black, so good. Absolutely love Men in Black. That's probably one of my favourite films. And his music, Men in Black, and the Men in Black tunes are incredible. And the Nod Your Head. It's a shame he didn't do that live, but that's so cool. And obviously, Summertime, Getting Jiggy with It, Miami. He has just got some absolute bangers, and he was phenomenal live. And it was his first ever tour of the UK and Europe, and he has absolutely smashed out the park. It was a spectacle, and it was at the Brixton Academy, so a tiny-ish venue, like not like completely intimate, but not arenas or stadiums. Like he's fair play to him. So yeah, I thought he was incredible. I really enjoyed it, and if any of you guys did have the opportunity to see Will Smith, please let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy it, or did you think, nah, not my thing? I thought it was absolutely great. And just one thing to add, in March this year, March 2025, Chris Rock actually said in a comedy special he'd let go of the incident. He said that he has forgiven Will Smith, although he did say that his family, in particular his mum and bro, her brother, have not. So his mother and brother have still not forgiven him. And that's the other thing I also wanted to add about the Will Smith shows is why there was like a lot of AI. Apparently there was a lot of rumors going around that he added AI to a video he did for promoting his shows, but he did not need to do that. That just made no sense. There was loads of people around. He did not need to promote AI. That was a silly decision, and it just looks like that you're having to do that because no one's there. It's so stupid because there were so many people there. I don't get it at all. Absolutely don't get it, unless it was somewhere else. But people were saying in the comments that he did not need to do that. Absolutely ridiculous. So that was Will Smith. And then 2 days later, we saw Gorillaz. And that was at it's called the Coppers Box Arena. That was where the Olympic events happen. So it's near the Olympic Stadium. They're doing an exhibition there, or they just finished an exhibition there. But they'd also announced four separate shows. So the first night was their first album in full, so the self-titled Gorillaz. Their second show, which is the show we went to, Demon Days in full. Their third show, which hasn't been done at the time of recording, but will have been, obviously, is Plastic Beachin' for their third album. And then the fourth show is a mystery special. So at the time, not entirely sure what that means or what songs they're going to play. It's baffling to say this, but this is the first ever gig that I've been as a family. So me, mum, dad, sister, first ever time. And my partner Abby was there as well. And we absolutely enjoyed it. They were phenomenal. Damon Albarn, absolutely incredible. Fun show. Really, really enjoyed it. Lots of guests for lots of the songs. So fun. And again, if you guys were able to go to that show, let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy it? I heard that the first gig was a bit more mixed, but I think the reason for that is because the first album is a bit more, I don't know, not chill, but it's not as many guest features, I guess. And there's a bit more like dub, I guess. So it's not that more mainstreamy one. Whereas the second album, they've got all the bangers, Dirty Harry, Feel Good Inc., Dare, and that's just the singles. And there's so many songs on the album itself that are just super fun. Kids with Guns, Last Living Souls, White Light. Such a cool album. Really enjoy it. One of my favorite albums. It's just so iconic. 20 years old. Wow. I think it's 20 years. 20 years old, isn't it? Wow. Absolutely incredible. That was the main gigs that we went to in August. What gigs have you guys been to? Have you been to any? Have you looking forward to any? We've got a few lined up, which we're looking forward to. We've got Architects coming up in October, Parkway Drive, and then Hellstorm in November as well. And I'm sure there's others that I've not mentioned. Obviously, Don Broco in December. So let me know what gigs you guys have got coming up and what you're looking forward to. What's been your favourite gig of 2025 so far? I'm not going to answer that just yet. I think at the moment, if you were to go for one, it'd be 21 Pilots. But let's see. Okay, so how does Yanaka, or is it, Yanaka just sounds a bit weird, but maybe it is Yanaka. Sorry, I should have checked this before doing it. Silly me. Yanaka Awake. Is it Yanaka or Yanaka? Was it? I don't know. Anyway, Yanaka Awake. How does that link to the fourth song? So as I said, we are looking forward to seeing them support Don Broco at Wembley. Another band we have seen support another band at Wembley is Boston Manor. So they supported Yumi at 6 earlier this year in 2025 in their last shows. I was going to say RIP. It's not really RIP, but it's sad nonetheless. Boston Manor, really good band. One of my favourite songs of theirs is called Passenger. Halo is a tune as well, but Passenger is so good. Such a good song. So check that song out. Boston Manor, Passenger, the fourth song on the Full Circle. Okay, let's see some Would You Rather. So Would You Rather, the game where you have to make a tough choice or an equally tough choice or two easy choices, but they're still tough to make because they're so easy. You're like, actually, would I rather do that one or that one? So let's go straight into it. I'm only asking this one because this literally has happened. Would you rather see Will Smith at Brixton again or Gorillaz perform Demon Days in full again? That is tough. I think Gorillaz performing Demon Days in full again was incredible. It's one of my favourite albums. But I guess they also did miss out some of the hits of Clint Eastwood. They didn't do that. Gutted. I would have loved to have seen them do that. Will Smith at Brixton though, that was fun and it was different. Like, he was just fun and he's massive, isn't he? Like, he is, yeah. So I think I would rather see Will Smith at Brixton again. But that is a tough one. A really tough one. Okay, next one. Would you rather be an extra in a really good movie or have a big part in a terrible movie? Well, I guess if you have a big part, right, you're going to be getting more money, even if it's terrible. I'm going to put it out here, and I'm sorry, this is going to probably upset some people. I do apologize. I'm not into movies massively, and I am sorry. I know I've seen movies, I will watch them, but if I had a choice between watching movies or doing something else, I would, listening to music. I'd rather listen to music. The thing about movies is one of those where once you start watching, I feel like you have to commit. I know some people that say that once they start watching a movie, that's it, you can't stop it. And I'm just like, what? Like, surely I will stop movies halfway through if need be and watch it the next day. Or if I don't like it, I'll just stop it. I've got it. But then it just feels disappointing because I could have then done something else. I could have watched a TV show, I could have gamed, I could have just listened to an album, which aren't as long. I think if you're going to be an extra in a really good movie, the only thing about that is you're not going to get that much money. Whereas if you have a big part in a terrible movie, yes, the movie might be terrible, but you might be getting dollar. Is it Adam Sandler? Is he the one that's like, he's like massive, isn't he? But apparently he's been in these really bad movies. Am I right? Please correct me if I'm wrong here, because this might be like out of date information. But he's made good money, right? If he's been in these movies that haven't done well, and he's made decent money. So yeah, I mean another example would be The Rock, right? Basically plays the same character in all his films, but he's done well. Yeah, and some of his, I know a lot of people enjoy like Fast and Furious, and the thing is though, you might lose your reputation. That's the only thing. You might lose your reputation if you play a big part in a terrible movie. But the thing is, how do you know it's going to be terrible? You only know it's terrible like after, right? Like you read the script, you're like, oh, it sounds okay, then it's happened. You're like, oh, how many people, did people think Cats was going to be a terrible movie before they started in it? Did they think Snow White was going to be terrible before they started in it? I don't know. So yeah, I think I would go for big part in a terrible movie just because I won't know before it's going to be terrible. But if I had the opportunity to have a big part, then yeah, I'd go for that, right? More money, more exposure. It's a risk though, it's a risk. And actually, if my acting's okay, even if the film itself's not great, maybe people will still be like, yeah, his acting was decent. But I don't know, tough one. What do you guys reckon? Would you rather always have to share your personal achievements publicly or keep them all entirely to yourself? The thing is, I wouldn't want everyone to know about all my achievements. Like, I don't talk about my medical stuff much on this podcast. You guys know some things about it, but you don't know all of it. You don't know my achievements. You don't know what's happened, what I've done, what I haven't done, etc. Also, don't feel like I want to keep everything to myself. So there'll be some things that I have done that I would like people to know about. It'd be, when I got my medical degree, it would be a shame if people didn't know that. It'd be a shame if I didn't, when I have done like my membership exams and that sort of stuff. It'd be a shame that people wouldn't know that I'm a member of the Royal College of Psychiatrists, that sort of stuff. Not that I need to share it, but I would like to share it. I guess because I would rather people know some things about me. I would rather always have to share personal achievements. It sounds weird, I do a podcast, I know, and people will be like, oh, clearly he wants to talk about himself and things like that. But actually, I am also quite a private person as well. I don't want people knowing everything about me. I think that's changed over the years. I think, as a young guy, I didn't mind that as much. I think as I've gotten older, I'm like, no, I think it's really important to set boundaries and etc. probably from being a psychiatry doctor, that's probably what it is. But I think it would be sad if no one knew any of my personal achievements. So I think because of that, I'd rather always share my personal achievements publicly. It's one of those where, yes, it might come across a bit big-headed, or, you're showing off. But actually, yes, you probably don't need to please anyone. The achievements you get, the only person you really have to please is yourself. I think it is important, though, to just acknowledge your accolades and to acknowledge that. And people who you may not even know may be so proud of you for it. And actually and you might motivate them, and you might be like, hey, if that person can do that, I can do that. So I think it is important. I think it is important to share your accolades. So that's why I do it. But that's a tough one. That's a good one. Last one. Would you rather be able to listen to music, so you can listen to music whenever you want, but you can never attend a live music gig, or the opposite, i.e., you're never able to go to a live music gig again, but you can just listen to, your albums, your music, whatever, at any other time? Oh, this is bordering on impossible. This is actually bordering on impossible, because without listening to music, without listening to like bands on CD or online or whatever, how will I know whether to see them live or not? Because I like seeing, what I do is whenever there's, if I'm going to a festival, I'll make a list of all the bands, all the potentials that I think, I might like this or we might like this, and then I'll make a set list. And it usually works out pretty well. But I think I would struggle to see a band live. I'm one of those that I do like live music, but I'm one of those that likes to listen to a band first before seeing them live. And I think, and I know some people might disagree with this, and I know some people like just listening to going to gigs and just seeing bands perform live, which is cool. And this is tough. You know, as I say, I love the gigs and I love listening to music and I love just anything to do with music. So this is tough. I'm just thinking about it from a like logical perspective. Is that, this is tough. I'm gonna say I would rather listen to music but never attend a gig. That is so difficult. That is a really tough one. But I think I love listening to music too much to not just, I can't listen to it. Then like if I go to a gig and then they do a great show, but then I can't listen to the songs after, it is tough, because I think it will also get to a time where I might not be able to be mobile enough to go to a gig. I might not be able to afford to go to gigs. And gigs at the moment are pretty unaffordable. It's tough. It's tough to pay money to go to these gigs. And actually, I can support the artists in other ways well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Like, you're supporting them by going to gigs, but I support them by getting merch and more merch and getting, you know, the CDs and the vinyls and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's very reluctantly. I feel like with this one, I feel like I've backed myself into a corner here. I feel like neither answer's correct here. What do you guys think? Because I'm struggling with this one, but I am going to stick with, I would rather listen to music at any other time, but I cannot attend a gig. Oh, that is so tough. That is so tough. Right, there we go. That's Would You Rather. How does Boston Manor Passenger link to the last song on the Full Circle this week? Boston Manor supported another band in 2025, A Day to Remember. Another band that supported A Day to Remember was Polaris. Super sad in 2023. Their guitarist Ryan Sue died, and we actually saw them at one of their first shows back after his death. They paid tribute to him during the show, and they were just incredible, and I cannot imagine how they must have felt, and including how they still feel. One of my favourite songs that they did was called Overflow, and that is the last song on the Full Circle. So Polaris, Overflow, is the last song on the Full Circle this week. So please check that song out. It is time. Oh, it is time for Abid's Words of Wisdom. Abid Mushtaq, dentist by day, wisdom teller by night. I mean, he also just shares his words of wisdom like during the day and during the night, but you know, like it just sounds better that way. Here's a Don. He is a living legend. There are not many people I would call a living legend in this world, but Abid Mushtaq is one of them. He has shared so many words of wisdoms over the years. He is truly the biggest wise man I know. Incredible. He gives it for free. I mean, he could charge, and I wonder if he will. I wonder if he will start saying this is going to start costing you. But yeah, he is just truly incredible. A top guy. He loves sharing his words of wisdom. He's just superb. And he just absolutely loves sharing his words of wisdom. And before he does say it, I don't hear the words of wisdom before. I only hear them now when you guys hear them. I am just as surprised as you are. And I think that's why it makes the reaction a bit more natural. Anyway, let's do it. Abid's Words of Wisdom.
Remember to pack a raincoat or an umbrella with you if it's raining.
Wow, that is outstanding. Let's hear that one more time. We need to hear that one more time.
Remember to pack a raincoat or an umbrella with you if it's raining.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And there he is. He is just saying the words that you may know. You may know it, but you probably don't. You need to pack a raincoat or umbrella when it's raining. Otherwise, you're going to get wet. You're going to get wet. It's not a good thing. You do not want to get wet in that way. It is bad. It is bad. You may get drenched. It may go all over your shoes. You may get that smelly smell on your shoes because of it. You may get that smelly smell on your shoes because of it, and it's not nice. That damp smell, it is not good if you get drenched. It is disgusting. And it's one of those things that if you get your hair wet like that, you know, you're at more risk of getting colds and all that sort of stuff. But yes, if you get wet, it's not good for you. So please, please, please have an umbrella and or a raincoat, because it's really important to have them both. And this has been recorded during autumn time. You know, this is coming out during autumn time, so it's really important to start adhering to this, because sadly, I mean, it's probably going to be released on a day where the sun is absolutely blazing. But yeah, sadly, the nights are drawing, and it's sad. It's sad. Summer always feels quick, doesn't it? Summer always feels quick. But anyway, Abid Mushtaq, a Donny, a living legend, sharing some incredible words of wisdom. Only he can do it this way. No one else can do it this way. Thank you. I am absolutely blessed to have a friend like you in my life. Thank you, Abid. Right, Polaris, Overflow. How does that link to the first song? So Nothing More was the first song, if it doesn't hurt. So Polaris and Nothing More did a co-headline tour earlier this year in 2025 in Germany, hence completing the full circle. Thank you so much to everyone that has listened through the shows, that has listened over the months, has listened over the years when it used to be a radio show and used to be on Facebook Live. This hopefully should be show 21. It's a reset. We've just had 20 shows. We've had a number of musicians. It's just an honor to have them on. And thank you. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for listening. It really makes my day. I have people that want to listen to this. Like, it just seems baffling. It's weird, isn't it? Like, obviously, there's no denying it, that obviously I'm doing this because I think people will want to hear this. There's people that do podcasts thinking that they want everybody to hear this. And obviously, that's what I think. And I know that I've only just started. And I know that there's other podcast makers who have been going on longer and they are more established. And, you know, there's musicians and they've got a musical background. And I think that's the thing. I am just a music fan. I am a music fan. I'm a music lover. I just love music. I love talking to people about music, and I love going to gigs. I love hearing music, and I love just hearing stories. Of course, there's loads of other people that feel the same way, but obviously I've got a full circle. You know, that's the concept, and that is linking songs together. And I think that is the concept. And I use that concept as a way to make it a bit more unique, just to allow myself to interview other people. So thank you so much to everyone that listens, that supports the show. I do just want to say this. If you really do enjoy the show, if you find it enjoyable and you listen and you're able to rate the shows, it would be an honor if you could just go on the place you listen or watch this and just rate the show, or like the show, or just give it a thumbs up, or just rate it, or comment, because it gets the numbers up, and it just allows me to potentially get more people that you may enjoy to interview, to get on the show. I don't ask this very often, so sorry if it's coming across like I am, but again, I just want to say thank you again for listening, and it really does mean the world to me. It's tough. Doing a podcast is actually tougher than I realized. It's not just about speaking into a microphone and just yapping. It's also the stuff behind it. It's also the editing, the putting it out, the social media, and I'm getting there. And hopefully I'll get better at it. And I think I'm not the best of that sort of stuff. I've stopped using social media before doing this, and I'm now started using it again, and it's just taken some getting used to. And yeah, and so again, thank you so much to everyone that tunes in and listens, and it means the world to me. Just remember this: stay safe, don't eat beef.